Hey everybody, what's up? It's some type of artist, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we kind of messed around a little bit in Zora's domain, got the silver scale, came to Lake Hylia, did fishing things, and now I kind of couldn't really decide, what I wanted to do. So, I kind of wanted bugs so I could start planting some of these beans where I wanted to, because if you missed it before, that's just kind of what I like to do. I like to plant bugs in the soft spoil spots so I can get the gold Skulltula, and then plant the bean over it so I remember which ones I have and haven't done yet. There is, like, it's not a big deal if I can't do it, but I don't know. So, but until we find some bugs, there is something we can do over here. This is normally where you would come through Lake Hylia. It is gated over here, but there's a ladder that you can come and kind of squeeze your way around, and you can come up through these, you know, smaller posts. But in the middle of this area is something we can do now, and I'm going to do it now, and it's helpful because I was just complaining about a, not being just, well, God, that's not terrifying at all in the middle of the night. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I don't want to hear what you say ever again, actually. Goodbye, Kippora. I feel so bad. They're so, like, Navi and Kippora, they just want to help you out, you know? It's an N64 game. You're new to 3D, and all you do is just hate them on later playthroughs. But down here is a business grove. Usually we don't really care too much because they sell overpriced shit. But, this one will sell you a piece of heart for 10 rupees, which is probably the best deal any of these scrubs will ever give you. And we got another heart container, so that's pretty nice. I think we're at 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. When it goes too far over, sometimes my eyes kind of hurt a little bit, and I can't really count them as well. I don't really know why it's like that, but, well, actually. But, I like having that second row of hearts because it helps me count the hearts I have more accurately. If we have the bunny hood on out in the field, the Stout children will leave us alone. Like, they won't, you know, bother us at all. Which is pretty cool. Also, if you stay on these dirt paths, regardless, they won't bother you. But, oh my god, is that the owl again on that tree? Oh boy. But yeah, I did want to come over here. Because even though there's not much you can do as a kid over here, we can get a couple more things while we're here. Link, wait up, buddy. Oh no, it's this guy. Pretend you don't know him. Head south from here to reach Lake Hylia is full of rich waters. If you go west, you'll find Gerudo Valley. There is a hideout of a gang of thieves on the other side of the valley. Well, you're free to go anywhere you want. Do you want to hear what I said again? Never. No matter how hard it is, just don't get discouraged. Aw, that actually does hit home with me a little bit. Don't get discouraged, guys. Whatever you're trying to do out there, keep working at it. And even if you can't get what you do, at least you can say you tried. And that's so much more than what so many people out there can actually say they've done. You don't want to go through life thinking, oh, I can't do this, and making up excuses for why you can't do whatever, when in reality, you just didn't get the courage to try. But anyway, I don't know, I'm not a therapist, so maybe listening to me isn't the best idea. What do you want, Navi? I wonder if Saria knows anything about the other spiritual stone. Oh, that's a good idea. We haven't talked to her in a while. Sorry, what do you have to say about the other spiritual stone? Listen! Link, this is Saria. Can you hear me? Are you collecting spiritual stones? You have one more to find. You mean the spiritual stone of water, don't you? The great Deku Tree once told me that King Zora, ruler of Zora's domain, has it. You know, I always really liked that little line there, because it implies so much, like, that the Deku Tree does indeed talk to everybody in the village. Or maybe Saria is special, and that's why he talked to her. And I don't know, like, so many of the kids didn't know anything about... Oh, are those bugs? I think those are bugs, which we definitely wanted. Yeah! Good, we got the bugs. I shouldn't feel so good about this, but it makes me feel so much better that we got those. Anyway, this area won't really be very useful until you're an adult. But you can come here as a kid, believe it or not. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't believe it, but over here is Gerudo Valley. This is where Ganondorf comes from. You go here, there's someone that you actually don't see this model of a Gerudo again, with this spiky hair. The Gerudo's fortress is located beyond this gate. A kid like you has no business there. Oh yeah? Does a bunny rabbit have business there? Do you think you're in disguise? How funny! Yeah, so... you can't really... I mean, I heard there are glitches where you can get past this gate, but... you more or less are locked out of here as a kid. However, down in the river is stuff you can do, and I don't know what I want to do first. Because we may have to make 2 trips back here, maybe? There's a waterfall over there, and believe it or not, something is behind the waterfall. I know! Something behind the waterfall in a video game? So, we may as well do that first. Come here, chicken. Leap of faith. Hi-ya. And you can't actually make it down on that river, although I think it would be cool if you could. In fact, can you, I don't know why I'm just so fascinated with this map. Probably just runs through the valley there. But, let's see. Yeah, there's an invisible wall that's gonna block you, unfortunately. Invisible walls. When I was a kid, I always used to think there was something programmed back there, like a secret area, just because that's how it was when you were a kid. They have all these secret rumors and everything like that. Doesn't help that some of them were true, like the truck from don't leave! Dang it. Can we get over here at least? Like the truck from, Pokemon Red and Blue. Can we climb up? Thank you! Oh, actually, I think there's a gold Skulltula down here too. I mean, aside from the one we're gonna plant in the soil. Maybe not. I could have sworn I heard something. But there's also someone stuck down here too. Why did you come all the way down here? What? You were just about to ask me the same thing? Well, now that you're down here, you may as well make the best of things. That's sad. They don't want her back up. Haha, do you think you're in disguise? How funny. Yeah, I guess she doesn't really say anything different. But anyway, so... get your shit out. So when you're over here, let some bugs out. And even though you captured 1, 3 will come out. So immediately press the C button again that your bottle is assigned to. You can catch a bug again like it was nothing at all. And then they'll crawl down in there. They'll crawl down in there. You don't need like a certain amount of bugs for them to come out. And you got a gold Skulltula. And we'll plant our bean. I was really confused when I was a kid because I played, you know, I didn't want to talk to you. I wanted to roll into the crate. Oh my god, I hate how you... The game has such selective text skipping. But anyway, if we go back down here, this will actually bring us out back to Lake Hylia. But when I was a kid, I was confused about some of the subtler differences between Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Because Majora's Mask, you water the beans yourself with spring water. And you can't actually capture water in a bottle like you can in Majora's Mask. And you also can't use the Song of Storms as a replacement either to make the bean grow. I wasn't aware of that, and I was always unsure of why, you know, that didn't work out well when I was playing it when I was a kid. So, that might be something, I don't know, if someone else in the world out there had a similar problem when they first played the game. I like to keep my shield up just in case the gold Skulltula just comes out at me. Yeah, I don't know why, it's just so hard not to get hit by those things. Those still Those enemies that just stand still. Oh god, it's so dumb. I guess because when you are standing still and you press B like that, you move forward a little bit. And the Kokiri sword doesn't really have a great length to it either, so you kind of gotta be close to it. I should really just be using my slingshot more often, but anyway, I'm gonna meet you back at Gerudo Valley. And we're back, just in time for the song to stop. And one of, oh, there's also a gold skulltula there too, but again, we need the boomerang to actually collect the token, so we'll have to return for it. I think that's also there when you're an adult as well, though, so you don't have to worry about coming for it when you're a kid. But take the chicken. There is also a little cliff side over here, and one of them has a crate that actually has a piece of heart in it. You throw the chicken while you're in there, you'll just drop down. I should have probably did that at Zora's River, but oh well. So, we got 2 more pieces, so that's nice. And I guess we can go back to Zora's domain now. My, that is a deep fall. Surprised we didn't split our head open. Yeah, the Gerudo Valley music is really cool, but I think, I remember in a recent randomizer episode, Tennokubre-san said this is where I always get claimed for this music, so I'm going to talk over it as loud as I can and as fast as I can, so it'll, you know, try to confuse the thing that identifies the music ID stuff, but I don't know how well that actually works, because I've also heard that, like, long ago, and I've tried doing that in my own videos, and it never really seems to work. If the music's gonna get ID'd, it's gonna get ID'd. But I don't know if speeding things up will have a different effect. I don't know. I do think it's like super weird though. Like I remember a few of my videos from the GU Let's Play were outright banned from being aired in my country, and I just thought that was so weird. Like, why? Why on earth? And it's like, that's just what the music is. The music's not allowed to be played in certain countries, and I could not for the life of me understand why. And one of them was when Aura showed up in the 3rd volume of GU, and so I was curious. I actually, last night, I looked up Aura's theme on YouTube to see if it was there, and sure enough, Aura's theme is there on YouTube, and it's like, why can that video play here and not the Let's Play? So maybe it was something to do with the actual scene from the game? I don't know. But anyway, give the letter to not Lord Jabu-Jabu, to King Zora, and he'll finally pay attention to United Gerudos being brought up. Since that stranger Ganondorf came here, Lord Jabu-Jabu has been acting a little green around the gills. The evidence seems clear. Of course, you'll go find Ruto. You can pass through here to the altar of Lord Jabu-Jabu. I'll keep this letter. You keep the bottle it was in. Take it respectfully. Take this piece of garbage respectfully. Please find my dear Princess Ruto immediately. Zora! So the reason he says Zora there, and I'm not quite sure if this is even right, or if people know about it or whatever. King Zora is a little blind. He thinks you're Zora. It's funny because you actually come to him later on during the Big Goron trading quest for eye drops, and I don't know. It's weird because it's like, well, I guess he doesn't give you the eye drops, he has the ingredients for the eye drops, but I think something he said kind of implies that, you know, they at one time did produce them, but actually I forgot, we need a fish before we go there. Because even though you're going to go see Lord Jabu-Jabu, he's just going to be sitting there like a fish, not really doing anything. You're going to have to make an offering to him, and since Ruto was in charge of feeding him and she's no longer there, you know, clearly you aren't good enough to eat, but the fish is, so. Luckily, there's a bunch of fish down here. Otherwise, I think they would want you to buy a fish for an extremely ridiculous amount of money. Thank you. I got a fish in a bottle. Fish actually sell for fairly well. I think like 20 rupees if you ever just want to make some fast cash. Fill up a bunch of bottles with fish and sell them to the lady at Hyrule Castle Town. Just love this music so much. I'm so entranced by it. when I was younger, I don't know how I got them, but I got like a catalog of Nintendo merchandise. Maybe it was one of the flyers that they give inside of N64 games. But I had ordered both the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask soundtrack from them, and I was originally disappointed on the Majora's Mask one that that's Lord Jabu-Jabu. We're not gonna talk to him just yet. We have something else we can do. I was originally disappointed that the Majora's Mask soundtrack, the Deku Palace music, wasn't. Oh man, another Skulltula. I wonder if we can cheese getting this one. Nah, there's no way we can. Anyway, finish your stupid sentence. The Majora's Mask soundtrack did not have the Deku Palace music, which was one of my favorite pieces of music in that game, but it did have the Zora soundtrack. And I was originally disappointed. I originally wasn't even a huge fan of the Zora's Domain soundtrack, but over time I have definitely come to enjoy it a lot. But I think on the Ocarina of Time soundtrack, actually, the Goron City music wasn't even present either, which I thought was also really weird, because that was one I liked as well. I could be wrong on that one, though. I could be misremembering it. This rock here has the grab symbol in front of it. Remember that for later, because one of the hardest to find Skulltulas is behind that. And since you are rarely in a position where you would need to grab boulders like that, it can be easily missed. But anyway, here's another great fairy fountain. We're gonna get another spell, actually, which honestly, I feel like this spell is not appreciated as much as it is. Except for maybe by the speedrunning community. This spell is basically going to let you warp through the dungeon. So you use it the first time, and it'll set up a warp point in the room you're in. And it's not the location of where you actually cast the spell. I think it creates a spell to the entrance of the room that you entered from. So keep that in mind, because some rooms this will kind of screw you over on if you're trying to do something else. Water temples specifically. But when you use it again at any point in the dungeon, it'll warp you to that spot. So I'll try to... the water temple, I definitely like using this in, because you have to go throughout the temple to change the water level a lot, and this can really help on the backtracking. Yeah, you can only use it in dungeons that have dungeon maps hidden inside, so... I mean, that sounds kind of, you know, no kidding, but keep in mind, the mini dungeons, you know, the Ice Cavern and Bottom of the Well, they don't have bosses or anything, so you may not consider them actual dungeons, but they do have dungeon maps, so keep that in mind if you ever want to warp around in those areas there. Not that there's any real big reason to. Well, Ice Cavern maybe, if you need to go back for Blue Fire, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Well, I guess I could just say it now. Blue Fire basically takes up a spot in the bottle, in one of your bottles, which may or may not piss somebody off, depending on what they like to do with their bottles. I know when I was younger and not really used to Zelda, I always used to like filling them up with fairies or sometimes potions. But, I just hated wasting them just to, like, pick up Blue Fire that I was going to use immediately after and lose. But nowadays, I really don't use fairies or even potions all that often in Ocarina of Time, so it's not really that big of a deal. And, oh no, it's Pinocchio. We got swallowed by the whale. What are we going to do? We're inside Jabu-Jabu's belly. We've got to find Princess Geppetto. But that's going to wait for the next episode. So, thanks everybody for watching today. I hope you had a good time. Hope you're all doing well. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.